Have you ever eaten tofu and wondered where it actually came from? The simple white block of food has been eaten more than 2,000 years, and its story begins in ancient China. Today, tofu is eaten around the world in soups, stir-fry curries, and vegetarian dishes, but its origin goes back to one of the earliest food experiments in history. Tofu is also known as bean curd. It is made from soybeans. The process is actually very similar to how cheese is made. First, soybeans are soaked in water, then they are crushed and boiled to create soy milk. Next, a natural coagulant, usually minerals like calcium sulfate, is added to soy milk. This causes the liquid to separate into curds and whey, forming soft white curds. These curds are then pressed into blocks, and that's tofu. Depending on how much water is pressed out, tofu can range from soft and silky to firm. Fun little food fact, in 1770, Benjamin Franklin wrote about tofu in a letter to a friend and described it as something like Chinese cheese. It's one of the earliest known reference to tofu in the Western world. Part 2. Ancient Origins. Most historians believe tofu was first made in China during the Han Dynasty, more than 2,000 years ago. One of the popular legends say tofu was discovered by a Chinese prince named Liu An, who lived around the 2nd century BCE. According to the story, Liu An was experimenting with soybeans while searching for an elixir of immortality. During one experiment, soy milk was mixed with mineral salts and suddenly curdled. The result was a soft white block of food. It wasn't immortality, but it was tofu. While historians still debate whether Liu An truly invented tofu, archaeological evidence shows tofu production was already known in China during the Han Dynasty. Fun little food fact, in parts of China, tofu has sometimes been called meat without bones, because it provided a strong source of protein without using animal products. Part 3. How tofu spread. Over time, tofu became a staple in Chinese cuisine, but its influence didn't stop there. As a trade and cultural exchange spread across Asia, tofu traveled with it. By the 8th century, tofu production had reached Japan. Later, it spread to Korea, Vietnam, and other parts of South Asia. Many historians believe tofu spread alongside Buddhism because monks often followed vegetarian diets and needed plant-based source of protein. Tofu became one of the most important foods for vegetarian cooking. Fun little food fact, tofu is actually older than many famous foods we eat today. For example, pizza, about 300 years old. Chocolate bars, about 175 years. Hamburgers, 130 years. Tofu, on the other hand, has existed more than 2,000 years. Part 4. Tofu around the world. Today, tofu is eaten across the globe. In China, tofu is used in soups, stir-fries, and spicy dishes. In Japan, soft silken tofu is often served chilled with soy sauce. In Korea, tofu appears in stews like sundubu jinja. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. We have the text there just in case I'm wrong. Sorry. And around the world, tofu has become popular in the vegetarian and vegan cuisine as a versatile plant-based protein. From ancient kitchens to modern restaurants, tofu has become one of the most widely recognized foods in the world. From ancient Chinese experiments with soybeans to kitchens and restaurants around the world, tofu has traveled an incredible journey through history. A food born from soybeans, a possible accident, and more than 2,000 years of culinary tradition. And that is the story of tofu. This has been History of Foods.